Ladies and gentlemen, and frisky ponies alike. Today's video, I want to talk about what you can do. One of the things you can do that's very helpful when you get into a negative thought pattern, when you're just chewing on something negative over and over, and it's putting you into a downward spiral. What we're going to talk about today is like a way of retraining your brain so that you don't end up going back into these loops over and over again. And it's very simple, and you might laugh and you might go pshaw and you might be like, man, I didn't need you to tell me that, man. But one of the things you can really do is to be thankful. When you are feeling depressed, when you're getting down, when you're spiraling out of control in a negative thought loop, being thankful, being grateful, it's a very powerful way to break the negativity. Now, how's that supposed to work, Frank? What the frick? Well, it's not an instant thing, let me tell you that. It's not like, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm glad that I have a cool sport coat. Oh, I feel better now. It's not like that. It's not an instant panacea, if you will. But it's sort of like, I'm out of breath when I walk up the stairs. Maybe if I start exercising a little in time, I will not be out of breath when I walk up the stairs anymore. It's sort of like that. Now look, I know how it is. Practice gratitude. It's this thing that's everywhere now. People say that all the time to the point where it's like, is this some hippie stuff? Is this some hippie-s that people are pushing on me to practice gratitude? It sounds weird. Yeah, I agree. It sounds weird. And that's why I might refer to it more as like, just be thankful. Back in the old days, they would have said, count your blessings. You know, there's that old song that's in, is it in Holiday Inn? That Bing Crosby sings. When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep. It's a really good song. Look it up. Anyway, I was just totally derailed. But here's the thing. Here's why practicing gratitude, being thankful, counting your blessings is a way to prevent yourself from spiraling out of control into negativity all the time. So you know when you learn a new word, say you learn the word prestidigitation. I'm not even sure what that means. That means magic tricks performed as entertainment. Prestidigitation. Let's say you learn this word and you'd never heard it before. Within like a week, you're going to hear someone else say prestidigitation somewhere else. You might hear it everywhere. And you're like, why didn't I see that before? It's because I wasn't aware of it. I wasn't trained to look out for it. It's the same thing with being thankful and looking for the positive in life. If you are training yourself to be thankful, be grateful, and look at the positive, then you're just going to start to see it everywhere. I think naturally we kind of look for the negative all the time because it makes sense, right? Because as humans, we are meant to be looking out for the danger everywhere so that we don't die. But in modern life, where we're not going to die at any moment. I mean, we could. Let's get real. But it's not the same as it was back in the day. So we're just picking up on the negativity everywhere. And so you have to consciously work at doing the opposite and seeing the good, the positive everywhere. And the best way to do that is to be thankful and grateful for it. Because when you're thankful for something, you're acknowledging that it is good and that it is in your life. If I can just boil it down off the top of my head without preparing a definition, just coming up with it on the spot, that's what thankfulness is. That thing is good and it's in my life, thankfulness. And I'm glad it's there. And I realize that it doesn't have to be there. That's really what it is. And I shouldn't take it for granted. So, the best thing to do is to start off just thinking it. Think about what you're thankful for. Better yet, write it down. People talk about gratitude journals. Every morning they write down all the stuff they're grateful for. That's good because it gets it out of your mind. Even better is to say it aloud, to speak the words of what you are thankful for. This doesn't have to be exhaustive, complete. It doesn't have to be impressive. It just has to be like, name a few things. When you go to bed, just name a few things. I'm thankful for this, I'm thankful for that. Frank, this sounds a little bit like prayer. Are you telling us to pray? If you pray, then make it part of your prayer. If you don't pray, it's just acknowledging to life that there are good things that you are grateful for. And acknowledging to life, acknowledging to yourself that there are these great things that don't have to be there. But you're saying, yes, it's good. And even if things aren't great, you can still find a way to be grateful. And I think this is where it really takes off. For instance, right now, I'm a little sick. I have a little bit of a cold. But I can say I'm grateful for my health. Because, so what, I'm a little sick, but for the most part, I'm pretty good. I'm still grateful for it. It could be worse. Maybe you are suffering in pain for some reason in one area of your life, but I'm sure you can find things in other areas to be grateful for. You're training yourself to always see things in a more positive light because you have a choice if you're going to look at everything positively or negatively. And look, this is not like lying to yourself and being like, oh, my house is on fire. I'm thankful that at least I don't even know. I don't know what you could be thankful for in that moment. I'm not saying lie to yourself. I'm not saying, oh, my life is great when it's not. But there are good things in your life. Especially if you have YouTube and the leisure time to watch a YouTube video, your life is going pretty good in some respects. I mean, I know a lot of you have trials in your life right now, things that are really difficult. And I'm not here to minimize that. And I'm not here to say that negativity doesn't exist. But you have a choice of focusing your attention on all the bad stuff or finding good stuff and putting your attention there and retraining your brain to see the positive things so that you're more likely to see the good, to see the positive, to see the opportunities and improve your life. If you're looking for the good, I think that you're always seeing opportunities and possibilities. But when you're seeing the negative, you're living more in fear. And so you're less likely to want to take any opportunities that present themselves that could help you out and could improve your life. If you just want to cut the bull crap, the hippie talk and whatever, you could just look at it like this. Your life is going to play out the way it's going to play out. And you can either look at it and say, I'm going to enjoy as much as I can and see the positive, or I can see the negative and be miserable and make myself suffer more than I have to. Maybe that's naive of me. Maybe it is. I don't know. But it just seems to me that seeing the positive and being more on the optimistic side can only help you out, whereas being negative all the time is going to bring you down. But I feel like I don't need to tell you that. I think you know that. Why else would you click on a video that's like how to get out of negativity? Because if you wanted to stay there, you know what I'm saying. Thanks so much for watching. Hit like on this video if you liked it. Make sure you've subscribed if you haven't done so already. And hit the bell button so that you will be notified of everything I put on YouTube. Till next time, stay cool and attractive.